Okay, so still on a Friday session. Prior to this, I've done a little bit of safety squat bar and good mornings. Now I'm on arguably the main event of the day, the OHP. Warmed up. So last time I got 45 kilos for 4 sets of 8, and I remember it well being an absolute grinder. So there was nothing easy about it. So it would probably be a good idea in the grand scheme of things just to repeat that workout. But you know, just to keep it progressive, I put 46. So I did 1 kilo. So these little plates at the end, you know, 2 quad kilo plates. There's two quarter kilo plates at the end. Okay, I believe it's still on a 4-minute timer, so I'm giving myself, you know, every advantage possible. Having said that, I realise I've not put on my wraps, which I always use. We get the wraps on. Okay, I'll not wear elbow bandages. My elbows are pretty good really recently, last few days. You know, I've cut out a lot of what bothers them. Deadlifting, flat bench press. I'm not doing much direct arm work at all, hardly any. Okay, oh, and wide lats. Wide pull-ups rather. I've cut out the wide pull-ups for the time being, but they will be back on the agenda soon enough. Okay, so let's go for it then. So 8 reps. Okay, you know, I'm gonna, you know, apologise again for the bad form. You know, every time I say the same thing, my form is terrible. So I decided to, you know, press on regardless for the time being. But I think eventually it's going to come down to strip all the weight off and just work on form for a, you know, for a good while. But I just want to see how far I can take it at this moment in time. Okay, so say 46 kilos, 4 sets of 8. That's on the agenda. What happens is what happens. Okay, let's go. Yeah, that was hard. No doubt about it. So I think even with, you know, this is a, you know, I consider this to be sort of like the medium weight. So I've got 2 OHP sessions, so Monday and Friday. And even this weight, it's bending me over no end. So you know, I do feel that, you know, the first few reps, you know, I sort of I feel like I'm more upright than the last few reps. So it's just a case of persisting maybe. But I am doing plenty of mobility work. I'm doing the dead hangs. So pull aparts, face pulls. Doorway stretches. So you only got to see what happens. But yeah, that was a hard set for sure. Okay, 1 minute 10. So I think on this this bit of filming, I'll film 4 sets of OHP, and then it's only 3 sets of the pull-ups. So pull-ups are heavy, but not many of them. So OHP pull-ups. So let's see what the next set of 8 brings. Half a minute. Another scorcher of a day, so it's warming up again and again. I mean, it was quite grey when I went out this morning walking, but now it's really picked up. Okay, a few seconds, and we're on again. So 8 reps. Very hard. But what I expected really. I think this is something I should have done, many years ago, and kept it in line with my bench pressing. But as soon as I got into the powerlifting game, this OHP went for a walk. Now that I'm considering sort of like a all-round general condition, health, performance, so it's not sports oriented at all. It's my physical capacities, my physical well-being. That's what matters now. So rather than push the strengths, I'm pushing the weaknesses. So yeah, it's humbling. You know, there's not a lot of not a lot of parading going on when you're lifting these tiny weights. Really, these, I know, compared to what other people lift, these are tiny weights, but I think in the big scheme of things, this is what's good for me. So this is what I'm doing. So this is like in some ways, this is like the opposite of ego lifting. This is sort of like going back and rectifying rectifying the ego lifting. Okay, let's get 8 reps if possible. 8 would be good. Oh God! Hey. Okay. So one more. Can't pretend it's anything but difficult. But my goal is about 65 kilos for 5 reps. So yeah, I need to put another 20 kilos on this. So yeah, this is going to be a long-term endeavour, I believe. So, but I'm willing to see it through. You know, obviously there are some factors that you can't control. You know, if you get joint pains, etc. But so long as I can do it, I think that this is worth prioritising now. So however long it takes, it takes. So, you know, I doubt that, you know, in reality that I could put a kilo a week on it. You know, I couldn't just keep putting on a kilo. I think, you know, it's gonna take a more complex scheme. You know, involving sort of like, you know, advances and retreats. You know, I think, you know, the shoulders are quite delicate. You gotta baby it along. You know, I think there's probably a good reason why not too many people do overhead press. You know, everybody wants to do bench press. Overhead press, not so much. It's hard to progress it. You know, the progress is slow. But I think that, you know, the results are great. Okay, so this is the last set. Okay. That was hard work. Hard work. I think what makes it harder. Okay, there's effort involved, sure, but it's just that, you know, that mental battle, knowing that my form is not right, and trying not to lean back as much as I want to lean back. So, you know, it's a bit of a, you know, it's disconcerting, let's say, mental fight. But this is one of those lists where, well, this is one of those lists whereby you can keep pushing through it a bit. You know, so you think you've come to the end, but you've still got something there. I mean, there are some lists that you just, you know, you just come to a halt. You know, so you know, the penultimate rep is easy, and then you hit the rep, and that's it. It's done. But this one, you seem to be able to grind through to the you know, sort of like squeeze to the bitter end. You know, the last few drips out of the orange, you know, you can squeeze them out. Yeah, whether or not that's just an illusion, early days or whatever. But that's the feeling that I'm getting so far. Okay, I'm looking at my my book, and it seems that next week is, well, it's still pretty hard really, but it's at 47.5, so that's going to go up. But it's 5 sets, so that's another set. But it's 5 sets of 6. So conceivably, that could be slightly easier. Who knows? Yeah. But I think you know, I'm not. You know, the programming for this is all sorts of zigzagging. It's not direct at all. Yeah, you got to play this one like a big fish on a weak line. You don't want to break the line. Okay, so I'm going to set it up for a few pulls. It's on 3 sets and it's heavy. So last time I got, let's have a look, 20 kilos for 4 reps, and then it went 15 kilos for a pair of 5s. So let me think about it. I'll go for the, I'll set it up with a 15 and a 5, so if needs be I can take off the 5. Okay, so it's 20 kilos on a belt. I'll do my usual warm-up, which is simply 1 rep body weight. Move the camera. Okay. Go on, stick at the 4-minute timer. Going 3 sets. So this first one, 20 kilos. That's a hefty pull-up. For me anyway. So let's see if there's anything there. So ideally 5 reps. So I've got 5. Yes, excellent. Pleased with that. Okay, so because I've got 5, I'm willing to leave the 20 kilos on and do another set. So the next set, extremely unlikely that I'll get 5, but 4 will do. I mean, the objective is 3 sets of 5, so more than likely it'll go. Set of 5 that I've just done, set of 4, reduce it to 15 kilos and get another set of 5. That's my thought. So 5, 4, 5, which is pretty much in line with the programming. Now I'm looking, next week it's still the same 3 sets of 5, so maybe at some point in time I'll get 3 sets of 5 at 20 kilos. But eventually it does move up, it's going to go 4 sets of 5, 4 sets of 6, that's coming in the near future. And obviously all this programming idea, you know, it's strategy. Strategy is what, you know, what you set out, you know, well in advance. But what you actually do, you know, that's tactics. So maybe on the actual days, you know, I won't hit the exact numbers or whatever. You just gotta, you know, make decisions on the wing. But so the strategy is a good guide, but it might not actually happen. Okay, another minute and a bit. So still on 20 kilos. So after this, it's stiff-legged deadlifts, which I'm not going to film. Pull-ups I might, sorry, dips. Dips I might film. Yeah, maybe. I think on the stiff-legged deadlifts last week I did 100 kilos for 3 sets of 10. So the idea today will be 102.5 for 3 sets of 10. Okay. Okay, a few seconds and we're off again. So this one's going to be a tester. Come on then. 4 reps is a good one. Oh yes, yes, 4 reps on the edge. I don't think there's another rep there. Okay. So finally, 15k. So let me take a 5 off. Okay, yeah, so that's good. I mean, that's still advancing. I'm pretty convinced that I'm actually gaining weight as well. I mean, I've said to myself, you know, I've said to myself that I'm gonna measure all this by the hole in the belt. That's it. Yeah. So I put my belt on to hole 5, and that to me indicates, well, it indicates that my waist is under control. Yeah, so the waist size is not expanding. So if I can put my belt on hole 5, you know, and it's reasonable. No, it's a tight hole 5. It always has been. But if it's reasonable at hole 5, then I'm gonna basically, I'm going to eat, you know, to how I feel. So I'm not going to sort of like measure it too much. So what I'm doing is, you know, plenty of walking. You know, there's running involved. So there's 2 1-hour zone 2 jogs, and there's a high interval running session on Thursdays. So yesterday I did 8 sets of 200 meters, all out just about. So you know, between you know, all the sort of like the cardio effort, you know, the rest of it, you know, weight training included. You know, I'm not tracking my calories too religiously. Okay, it's just a good guess that I feel that at this moment in time I'm eating a bit above maintenance. So I'm definitely not going for fat loss anymore. You know, I'm thinking, what? There's no real point in going for fat loss if I'm trying to progress these lists. The whole thing is, you know, the whole thing is contradictory. It's quite hard because, you know, my goals are sort of like they're all based on multiples of body weight. So, you know, if I'm gaining body weight, then I've got to lift more. But you know, I'm just really playing it by ear. So, for example, today, let's say today I did the pull-ups and they advanced, yeah. So with 20 kilos, I got a set of 5 rather than a set of 4. So that is, you know, indicates to me that the body weight, you know, it can't be going up that much. You know, it might not be going up at all. I don't know. Okay, what am I saying? 5 reps, I believe. Definitely 5. I attempted 6, but it wasn't there. It was 5. That's all that matters. Okay. So yeah, so the pull-ups today improved. So last week he went 20 kilos for 5. Sorry, wrong. 20 kilos for 4. 15 kilos for pair of 5s. Today it went 20 kilos for 5, 4, and then 15 kilos for 5. So that was an increment, that was an improvement. So I take that to be, you know, good on a couple of fronts. You know, not only good on the pull-ups, but also probably indicating that my body composition is okay. Yeah, I'm not saying like in the sense of being a great bodybuilder. I mean in the sense of it's not getting obviously worse. But yeah, you know, the way that I'm playing it is doing all this sort of like, you know, all this training, all this walking, all this running, and you know, the diet front I'm pretty relaxed on it. Yeah. Whether or not that eventually has to change, we'll see. You know. So as long as I can stay within hole 5 of my belt, that's it. That's not bad. Yeah. Easily from there, anything. You know, I can easily drop down if I feel like it. You know, it's under control. Let's say. Okay. So what's coming next is stiff-legged deadlifts. So I'm going to stop filming. Yeah, decent, alright. Not easy, but decent.